of the Supersport doesn't even care, and it hits. Whoa. Hello everybody, GrayStillPlays, and we're back with more BeamNG Drive. Out here in the Matrix Freeway. Someone commented, they were like, Gray's videos are always filled with sadness. Well, guess what? There is one man who will fight against sadness and regret while utilizing the patented white BeamNG truck. It is none other than the glorious individual himself, the Stig. Actually, it's a pile of Stigs. That's right. Today, in BeamNG, this is probably the most pain in the ass setup I've ever done, and we're going to do a bunch of different things with this. We are going to be driving this incredibly tricked out, well, a bunch of vehicles, but to start, this incredibly tricked out white BeamNG Hellcat supercharger toting truck with a bunch of Stigs on the back through what is essentially a minefield of freaking speed bumps. And because I got asked a lot, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. At the end of the video, I will show you guys how to set up races and stuff like that in case you want to do it. I got like 10 million comments on how to do that. I don't really want to make its own video, so I will probably put a skippy point somewhere in the description so you can go there, or if I'm a jerk and I forget, I'm sure one of you guys will probably do it in the comments section. Let us begin ejecting the Stigs. The patented white BeamNG truck is off. Stigs in tow behind it. Now, I think this thing gets up to about 149 miles an hour the way I've crafted it, so it should do fairly well. You can see the air pressure building as we speed down the Matrix Freeway. Smoke starting to come from somewhere. I have no idea where it's coming from. And thus it begins. The the Stigs go flying. No, Stiggy. Oh, wow. That is some Olympic level flipping right back there. Man down. Everyone else doing incredibly well. This Stig riding the trailer like a hoss until he too loses it. Another bucking bronco, another cowboy fired, gone down the roadway. The rest of the Stigs doing well. The trailer somehow still in one piece, sort of. I don't exactly, oh no. And the death wobbles finally catch up to the truck, and the truck goes end over end. And in the end, two Stigs, look at this. Two Stigs managed to save themselves from certain doom at the end of the race. All right, we need to try this in full speed. And we're off in full speed. Cinematic cam looking on languidly as the white BeamNG truck flies down the roadway. 65 miles an hour, bullcrap. We don't do any such speed limit out here in Stigland. The Stigs clinging for dear life as they know what is about to come. And here we go. The bumps begin. The Stigs holding on quite well, actually, until sideways goes the truck. The truck beginning to fly through the air, and all the Stigs, wow. Okay, so hold on a second over here. The Stigs did anyone get thrown up? One, oh, that's a bumper. No Stigs were lost during the making of this insanity. The truck is absolutely obliterated, though. You know what? Let's put some Stigs inside of the freaking box. What's better than a pile of Stigs? Two piles of Stigs. Let's freaking do this. What sort of atrocities will happen? I'm curious how much the Stigs actually weigh. I don't know how much weight they actually add to the vehicle, and that could do things. Like, that could cause the vehicle to run slower. It could create a lot of the death wobbles that we see. Let us check. Let us see how well the Stigs perform on this day. That Stig is gone. That Stig's legs are both shattered in ways that even professional ice skaters often don't have to deal with. Oh, the trailer's starting to flop sideways. It's starting to flop sideways, and in a Final Destination manner, Stig heads are scraping against the ground. It is lucky that the Stig utilizes a helmet. The time of the Stigs is upon us. A couple of Stigs have already tried escaping from the truck because they knew what was happening. They're like, no, Gray, don't you do it. Guess what, Stig? You get a lot of paid health insurance for a reason. You're going to die so that everyone watching doesn't have to. Go forth, truck. Go forth and don't let anyone tell you any different. Stigs ejected as if though on a trampoline. But many of them still amazingly holding on. It's incredible. Their ability to almost phase through the trailer is legendary, but there goes the entire axle. Oh, the axle is gone, and with it, one Stig goes twisting and flipping. The Stigs in the box of the truck maintain a surprising grip on the situation. I am very impressed by this, actually. And the truck continues to speed on, and all of the Stigs in the back, they almost appear to be holding hands. Look at them. They're like, no, everyone gather around and we can beat this. Now, I know what you're saying. You're saying that's all well and good, Gray. But what would happen if you were to use, say, a very low, fast car with even more Stigs in the back? I don't know. Let's find out. Onward. Fearlessly onward. Oh, you can tell the weight. The weight is very tough for this thing. It is having a hard time handling it. I really don't think that we're going to be able to hit the bumps that fast. Well, maybe I'm wrong. We're moving at a pretty good clip. I'll tell you what, though, there are tires squealing all over the place. I think it's because one of the Stigs is caught in the wheel well of one of the tires. Oh, there's too many Stigs. Oh, God. What is going to happen? Oh, there goes the car. Oh, the car is starting to disintegrate. Yep. It's just what we knew would happen, and the car has gone into a death roll, and thus the Stigs must pay. They must pay for their transgressions as well. Bodies fly through the air like trapeze artists of BeamNG. Is that a tire out there? I think a tire went flying. Somehow the vehicle is still running even though it's on fire. Let's go ahead and stop things real quick so I can mention something. Hold on. First off, this lone Stig, I don't know if I can count that one because it looks like he's decapitated. This lone Stig has defied all of the odds and has held on despite the rodeo that we're attempting to do. Maybe that's what I'll call this. It's basically a speed bump rodeo. Again, I say, let us see it in full speed. Let us see what it's like. As a matter of fact, hold on. What does this look like? Oh my God. Oh, the death wobble. Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, all right, okay. I think we can recover. The car somehow recovered. I have no idea how it managed to do this. And there they go. Oh, yes. This is a decent car. Hold on. This is a decent car, but I think we need something with a little bit more beef. Ah, the Supersport. Beefy, fast, powerful. This is gonna have everything that we need for an appropriate level of Stig ejections. And the Supersport is off. We already lost a Stig. He dove to his safety. He was like, screw that, screw this. I'm not gonna be part of this crap. Now I will say, this thing is pulling this very good. Wow. I mean, we are picking up a ton of speed. Now you'd figure with the shocks on this thing, it should do pretty well with all the bumps and dips and stuff like that. Now the trailer is not doing well. The trailer is disintegrating. Actually, the front axle on the Super Beast is starting to buckle as well. Uh-oh! Oh, Stigs are flying end over end. One Stig already has gone. Well, two Stigs, technically. The rest of the Stig group bouncing, sadly, depressedly, alone. Ooh, the front of the Supersport just gets shredded. And the trailer goes end over end and ends up crushing all the Stigs that managed to hang on until the bitter end. One more time, the Supersport flying, smoke billowing out the back as some Stig's head is probably dragging on the ground or something. You can see, it's so odd. They're all just kind of, uh-oh. A little bit of a death wobble. Little bit of a death wobble. That could be horrible, but luckily the weight of the Supersport doesn't even care, and it hits. Oh, God. Okay. Alrighty. Well done, Supersport. Well done. And I think that's all of them. I think we got all of them. Yep. All of the Stigs have been bucked off in the speed bump Bronco busted frickin' rodeo over here. Bodies flying everywhere. The Supersport is everything I hoped it would be. It's actually the perfect vehicle for this type of test. We're doing it. I've got the travel trailer on here, and inside are all the Stigs. Oh, it's gonna be a couple of Stigs. Their feet are just like sticking through the roof, but it'll be fine. Oh, look at this. This one Stig, his head is sitting outside of the travel trailer. Oh, it's gonna be glorious. I hope it detonates in the way I'm expecting. Forgotten country. We're off. The travel trailer performing very well. Very stable so far. No big deal. Little bit of a wobble, but not too bad. Is the head? Yeah, the head's still sticking out the side. I love it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we're getting some good speed. Uh-oh. Little bit of a fishtail, but it seems to have recovered. I think we're gonna be okay. Oh, here it is. And we are off. What will happen to the travel trailer? What the hell was that? Something just went flying off the travel trailer. I have no idea what it is. Slowly starting to deconstruct as it hits all of the bumps. Oh, yeah. Oh, and the travel trailer comes into pieces. Hold on. All the Stigs back-flipping, some of them scorpioning onto the freaking speed bumps. Oh, yes. All right. That worked out incredibly well. We're doing it again. Full speed. I know you guys are going to want full speed, so here we go. The travel trailer starting to fade a little bit. Uh-oh. Okay, come on, recover, travel trailer. Don't you do this to me. Oh, wow, it is really rocking. Look at the Stigs inside. You can actually see them rolling back and forth. Okay, it seems to have recovered. Once it gets to, like, a certain speed, it goes a lot better. And in just a second, here we go. There we go. Hitting the speed bumps. The travel trailer beginning to deconstruct. A couple of Stigs spilling out the back. And in the end, I really don't think that this one was as bad as the last one. I think that really the trailer did a lot better this time. Oh, this is the one. This is the one. I can feel it. We are getting a little bit of a fishtail over here, but man, we're getting some speed. Okay, just don't spin out. Don't spin out. Just hit the speed bumps, for the love of God. Hit the speed bumps. Here we go, boys. And the speed bumps are hit. The Stigs inside. Probably crapping themselves right now. Oh! A whole bunch of them just did face plants into the front of the camper when it hit the ground. Oh, sweet glory. That's what I was hoping for. You know what we need? I think I have an idea. Let's do some of these ejections, but let's have a car coming in the opposite direction. All right, we've got the Stigs brethren over here. They're going to be heading down the opposite way. I don't even know if the Supersport is going to reach here. I mean, if they manage to collide in a glorious exhibition of carnage, then that would be fantastic, but I don't even know if the distance is correct. So, here's our boy. They've already hit the... Oh, what a sad little car. This sad little creature has already detonated. It didn't even get anywhere. Way down here, how's the Supersport doing? The Supersport is... Oh, the Supersport is doing quite well, actually. Well, the Supersport is fishtailing all over the place. All right, let's try this instead. A large box trailer should do the trick, I think. It certainly appears to be moving much better. I think it's just the style of axle should do pretty good. Over here! The axle! Taking the brunt of the punishment quite well. And the dummy mobile probably way in the distance. There's so many of these speed bumps that it may be a long time before we see them. And in fact, we may never see them, because if you remember, the other dummies seem to fold before they ever get to where the Supersport is. But if they did collide, that would be amazing. As of right now, though, various wheels. Look at the punishment that these wheels take when they hit. That Stig's jaw just got ripped off as it hit the fender. Oh, glorious. Oh, glorious. Still going. Still going. Look at the Supersport trying desperately. Oh, there it is. There's the other car. It was so close. Oh, it just popped up into the air. Oh, hold on. We may need to do something real quick. Let's do it with the hyper experimental engine. This thing is not meant to go as fast as it can potentially go. Oh, look at it drift around the corner. Look at it drift around the corner. Oh, 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 oh. There she blows. And the dummies go flying. Actually, sadly for these dummies, they are not flying right now. They are holding on. Look at that guy hold on to that seat right there. He's like, I paid hundreds for this delicious, creamy leather seat. I'm not letting it go regardless of the cost. Ugh. And right there is where all the parts of your spine get shattered in quick succession. Here we go. It's all stuntmen. I decided to put all stuntmen inside of the car to see what would happen inside of the experimental engine. Oh, and what a hit. Oh, yeah. Oh, it worked pretty good. It's so hard to drive. It's just so hard to deal with that they have such a tough, such a tough time to get this vehicle from point A to point B because it bounces all over the place. It's so narrow. All right, so for those of you who wanted a quick tutorial on kind of how to put together some of these crashes and races, because I've never had so many people ask than the last episode about the races, we're gonna do this real quick. There's actually not a lot to the racing. Dealing with all the speed bumps and the Stigs and everything takes like 10 times longer than dealing with racing. So first thing you need to know is how all the maps react to AI. Not all of these maps are good with AI. So that's where a lot of my time goes, is testing all of these scenarios before I show them to you guys on the different maps to see which map works well. And sometimes it takes me hours just to find a good map that works well. But this map works very well for all the rallying. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna need a air quotes finish line. And sometimes the finish line, depending on where you put it, will cause different results. For instance, when I put a finish line down by that tanker over there, all the vehicles would just jump off this freaking cliff, and that's no fun. That doesn't look good at all. So eventually, I found that a good ending position for this particular map happened to be down here by this bridge. So what you want, was that an accordion playing in the background? So what you want down by this bridge is a vehicle. That's what I use for people to air quotes chase. And typically it's the patented white BeamNG truck. So over here next to the support, we're going to have a vehicle. Make sure that it doesn't move anywhere. We're going to use F7 to spawn it over here. Boom. There you go. There's our finish line. It'll have a license plate on it. It's usually whatever the license plate default is. For mine, it's GrayStillPlays. So all of our vehicles are going to be chasing this, and that's what's going to cause them to race. F8 to go into free cam if you don't know how. WASD keys to move around. Shift to kind of like sprint maneuver. That was definitely a freaking accordion, by the way. I'm almost 100% certain. Next, you need to know where to place your vehicles, because depending on where you place your vehicles, they may end up not responding correctly because it's AI. I found that if I put my vehicles right around here, it works very good for the racing. So for this part, I don't really know like how much knowledge you guys have of BeamNG, like if you know a lot of the basics. So I'm going to go ahead and actually do this like from the basics. So I go into the manager. I'm using the controller for this, by the way. You could use the escape key, but for some reason, the escape key, utilizing that little radial menu, like flips out every time I try and do it. So from here, I go find some rally vehicles. I think I went to like the mods section and typed in rally to find some decent rally vehicles. And let's see, we're going to go ahead and grab this guy over here. We'll lay him down. And I try and get them to be roughly the same speed. You can find the speed over here in performance. So he's 151 miles per hour. They all have different 0 to 60, 0 to 100 values and everything, and that can cause some interesting issues. But I just wanted to do this real quick for you guys. So let's go ahead and spawn him real quick. Now he's going to need some competition. So let's get him something else. Again, radial menu, manage, select. And then you have to download all these. So if you don't have them, you're going to have to get them. Someone else that's decently fast and a rallier. Let's go ahead and grab one of the sunbursts. I think those are pretty damn fast. I think we have some rally vehicles. Of course, there's ludicrous speed. Here we have a rally gravel, 167. Okay, pretty close. Gonna go ahead and spawn new. Do not replace. Otherwise, you're gonna make yourself sad. So we got a second one over here. And then we'll go ahead and get one more. And for this last one, I'm just gonna position the camera back here, because where you position the camera is basically where it spawns. So let's go ahead and put him in the back. If you put them too close together, someone mentioned this, you got a lot of crashing and fishtailing right off the beginning. So sometimes you have to play with the correct distance. Sometimes I want them to crash and fishtail because it's freaking funny. So, last one over here. I don't know who has a good... Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let's go grab the Burnside. The Burnside is always fun. 146 miles per hour. A little bit slower than the rest, but no big deal. We're going to go put him in here as well. So now, for instance, we have 3 rally vehicles. They're all ready, but how do you get them to take off at exactly the same time? Well, this is generally where you can either A, pause the game, but I found that sucks because for some reason the game doesn't catch up to the options that you're choosing in the AI mode. So instead, I slow things down by holding down the Alt button and pressing left on the directional pad to 100 times slower than real time. And from here is where all the magic happens and where I end up cutting a ton of crap off the camera. So the 25 minutes or the 20 minutes of footage that you see is usually about 2 to 4 hours of me messing around in BeamNG, and then another 1 to 4 hours depending on how much editing I put in. If anyone knows a dedicated editor, feel free to tell me about it. So now we're going to do chase. We're going to select GrayStillPlays because that's the one we want. We're going to tab on over to the rest of our vehicles. Chase. GrayStillPlays, and chase, and GrayStillPlays, and boom shakalaka. Everything should work out fairly well. Alt and the U button to get rid of the heads-up display that we had there, and then Alt and either the right button to move your time forward or the up button to go straight into real time, and they're off. And right there, you can see they will race now to the best of their abilities, just like you've watched me, and they'll do very well for the most part too, especially when their speeds are somewhat close together. Look at how well they do. But a lot of it has to do with understanding the maps, understanding the cars, understanding your start position, and understanding your ending position. Look at that air back there. Oh, I love these freaking rally vehicles. I love them so much. So anyway, just wanted to show, of course, every once in a while, they go flying off the side of the freaking hill. You can't stop that. That's just the AI sometimes failing in its mission. Nothing really you can do about it other than curse to yourself. And this guy went flying off too, man. You guys suck. I'll tell you what. And that's, now a lot of times you guys don't get to see that, but I have to reset these guys and make sure that they give you a better race than what they did when I tried to make them do it. Anyway, that's just the tutorial built in with this little episode about how you can put together some of these races. One of the other things I'm thinking about eventually doing is doing like a weekly top 10 crashes or something like that submitted by you guys. So if you guys start doing, or maybe a top 5 or a top 10 or something like that, if you guys start putting together some wicked crashes and you think that they're sweet and you've got them, you know, edited to the point where, you know what I mean? Like, you know how to get rid of the heads-up display and you kind of know how to get the different angles and stuff like that. Feel free to let me know and we'll figure out a way for you to send them to me. I do have a Google Drive, which I think I can get to work. And maybe we'll start doing that. Interested in it? Feel free to let me know in the comments section below. Until the next time, folks. Stay foxy and much love.